Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boners of all ages. No,
And sizes.
that sounds bad. God,
Well,
I don't really think anyone really
equal
understood.
opportunity. You got to think of all the pedophiles.
No, we don't. Not at all. Not at all. But I mean, when I first heard boners, I was like, oh man, that's funny. And then from a branding perspective, I was like, I don't know how well this is going to put over for a lot of people.
That's why I said put B, Bo-Nerds, Nerds.
People voted boners. They want boners, and we're giving them boners. So I don't know what you want me to do. But welcome back. This is episode 52. We talked about a crazy place. Actually, this place, for those who are just listening, behind me. This is called Pyramid Lake, Nevada. And
Yeah,
we
not LA.
not going through the grapevine. But we talked about some crazy shit. We talked about water babies, talked about some mermaids, uh, and we even talked about
Indians,
some. Oh, I thought you were going to say the other one.
Mormons.
Mormons. Oh, you talked about Mormons. I didn't really talk about Mormons, and we even talked about a couple Mexicans. So we pretty much covered everything in this episode.
Full spectrum entertainment here.
It was great. It was fun. I actually really enjoyed it. Real quick before getting started, though, this is not a sponsor, but this episode is brought to you by Beastly Beard. Go check them out. I was able to get this sweet ass looking beard right now from them. They got beard oil. They got a nice sweet ass wooden beard comb. Beastly Beard. Check them out on Instagram. I will be putting them in the description below, so please go ahead and check them out. But they're badass. Tina, she is the owner of the company, and she sent me a couple things, and it was pretty cool. It was really cool. It smells fucking great. This is
Was it cedar?
third base. Let me tell you, I would.
Hey, I tell you what, if you need some beard oil to get past first, then you got all the help in your hands.
That's actually what this says. It says subtle hints of leather and amber. We can get you to third base, but after that, it's all you, bro. So
What
thank
are
you,
you willing
Tina.
to pay for?
Yeah. Thank you, Tina, for the beard
Uh,
oil, for the beard butter, and the comb. It was really nice. Oh, and this actually, the koozie, the
Want to
beastly.
touch it?
Yeah, want to touch the beard? But yeah, no. Thank you. Like I said, I'll be putting the link for them in the description below for their Instagram and everything else. But if you guys head over to their stuff now at beastlybeards.com, if you use the code happy15 at checkout, you'll save 15% off on your next order. So please go check them out.
Nice.
And before we get started with the actual story, please go to our flow page. That's flow.page/BTWBJ. And yes, I say it all of the time. We need
And we
reviews,
will
guys.
continue to say
We need
it.
reviews. And if you're new, what's up? Like that beard? Want to touch it?
Thanks for coming.
Don't come on the beard, please.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Thank you for tuning in. This is fun. We had a pretty fun episode. So for those who are veterans of this episode and newcomers, those green horns, green thumbs, that's a different green thing. This episode was fun. This was really fun. We talked a lot of weird stuff and one serial killer that visited over here, some ghosts, some battles, and some white folks. It was fun. Steve and Pete got fucked up, I'm telling you. So without any further, well, before we go any further, do you have anything to say or anything?
No, I mean, like you were, referring to last episode as far as thanking everybody and repeatedly thanking all the newcomers and all the old veterans. So I know we don't do that enough. So, but thank you. And
Yeah,
it's probably something that we should continue to do. But hell, usually we're not sober. So
that's also true. I think I actually
yeah,
lost some weight from not drinking.
I've lost um, I can't even count 13 pounds.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I've lost 13 pounds just not drinking and fasting. And then I start walking. I've lost 13 pounds.
Holy shit. Well, that's good.
Yeah, dude, I was pushing 291.
That's not good, pal.
Before pandemic, I was 267 steady for like the last 2-3 years.
Dude, post pandemic, I was looking at a sweet, slim 230, buddy.
Dude, I haven't been 230 since you were born.
Let me tell you, I was looking good. I had a 1-pack. I had that one nice muscle right there. It was good. It was nice.
That's called fatback.
So thank you, everybody. This again, episode 52. It was fun. It was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned for the shorts. Yeah, oh, that's important too.
Shorts are coming out.
Clothing are our podcast shorts. What is the name?
We don't know yet. Don't worry about that. But those are coming soon. But by the time you watch this, we probably already have a name for them. So yeah. So with that being said, enjoy episode 52. This is Pyramid Lake, Nevada. Get ready because we say some sober, funny shit in here too.
For now.
Roll the music. Here we go.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Talk with BJ podcast.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Some of the information you are about to hear, some may find disturbing.
I don't know who gave them this or who gave them the clearance. On the crotch.
Oh my lord.
Right there.
Can we Google that?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I fucking stumbled down a dark hole and I love it.
Great cake parties. If I'm going to believe anybody's bullshit, I'm going to believe mine.
It sounds not politically correct, but
you two motherfuckers need Jesus.
Once again, we are not going down the true crime avenue. Instead,
where are we going?
We are going paranormal.
Okay.
We are going very paranormal, and we're going to the area, for those who are just listening, which is the image behind me, known as Pyramid Lake. As you can tell, the rock shape behind me is in the form of a pyramid. This is Pyramid Lake in Nevada.
Nevada?
Yes, sir. Not Pyramid Lake through the grapevine, if that's what you were thinking of.
I thought that was the only one that ever existed.
No, sir. So my sources for today are thestormking.com, thesierrasun.com, forbes.com, mysteriousuniverse.org, onlyinyourstate.com, creativeexiles.com, and pornhub.com.
Nice. What they do? Shoot on there?
No. I was just joking with that last one. I just want to see what
I wouldn't put it past. Hell, that's
Now, what is Pyramid Lake known for? There are a few things that Pyramid Lake is known for. Pyramid Lake is known for a number of things. A Native American war, clear waters that the water has, which I've been there before, and they are very, very clear, almost like Tahoe. World record cutthroat trout. They're fucking huge. They're almost 3 feet long. They're gigantic fish. Mysterious deaths.
I just go to the Asian market and buy mine.
These are fresh fish. These are fresh.
It's fresh out of their tank. They're alive.
True.
Yeah.
This is their habitat, man.
I don't know where their habitat is, but it says fresh fish.
Pyramid Lake also experiences mysterious deaths, and at one point in time, it even experienced one serial killer.
Okay.
So here we go. Pyramid Lake itself is over 900 feet deep and is the largest remnant of an ancient lake called Lake Lohatan. It's covered most of Nevada in the Pleistocene era.
Elastos area. Is that like Neanderthal or
I think so. Yeah.
a
But
certain knuckle dragger
pretty
era?
much, yeah.
Okay.
This lake actually, prior to obviously the Ice Age and all that other or dinosaurs and times like that, like you had just mentioned, it actually covered most of Nevada. Most of Nevada was underwater.
Is that like a very current picture? Because you could tell the water lines in the background all the way to the back,
Right here.
to the mountains. See where the snow cap is?
You're talking about, oh
Go
yeah,
to that
this up
mountain.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down to the lower ridge right there. Keep going. That's a water line.
Yeah.
That's how high that water used to be.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this water used to be huge. Like all of this used to be underwater. All that right there.
Fresh water.
Fresh water. That's all fresh water.
Wow.
So for everyone listening, I'm pointing to the images of multiple here.
Rocks.
Multiple rocks that are now protruding out of the water. Named for its many rocks that protrude out of the water, like that one there.
Mm.
Hence the name Pyramid Lake. Now, springtime is the most busiest time of Pyramid Lake. A lot of the times that's where the fishing happens. Fishing, spring break. So you got a lot of college students, a lot of people from UNLV, University of Las Vegas, and the Reno campus. They all come out there. So there's a lot of partying that goes on out there. And when I went out there, probably 2-3 years ago now, it was 4th of July.
Oh, that's the place where you guys got super hot.
Yes. There is no shade in this area. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, wow.
No shade. And it is hot, but it's very beautiful. A Native American war was a part of this land. The Paiute Indians in 1000 AD, their land spread to over what is now Southern California, Southern Nevada, Southern Utah, parts of Oregon, and Northern Arizona. So that's just how large amount of land that they used to cover. It's said that their land spanned for more than 3 million acres. So, excuse me, 30 million acres.
Wow, that is hard.
It's a lot of fucking land.
Mm-hmm.
And in case anyone's wondering, I did get this from UtahIndians.org. So you can check that out. They moved with the seasons, planted harvests, and moved with animal migration patterns. They also lived in groups of 3 to 5 people to a household. Now, again, these are all the Paiute Indians, in case anybody is wondering. Now, the Paiutes, again, were not known to use horses. The Spanish settlement arrived early and kind of screwed over a lot of the Paiutes.
A lot of Indians.
Yeah,
period.
In general, but in particular, in particular for this story, the Paiutes really got screwed over big time. The Spanish introduced slave trading around this time, and the Paiutes were often victims to this trade. When the Old Spanish Trail was created, it connected from New Mexico down to the Pacific Ocean, and it actually went through parts of southern Nevada. Paiute villages would be hit frequently, and the demands for slaves were high. Children were often the targets because you get a child, they can work a lot faster than an older person can. However, they primarily targeted girls.
For other purposes.
I'm assuming for other purposes, yeah. In 1857, the Paiutes caught some flack, and some of the tribespeople to this day say that it was just a bunch of horse shit. A lot of people to this day they got some flack. The reason why is because there was actually a massacre of nearly 100 Mormons that took place near what is now called Cedar City, Utah. Today's Paiute tribe believe that their ancestors were mistaken of immigrants, and I'd assume they thought the Paiutes who killed these 100 Mormons, I believe it was a mistaken identity of Mexicans. I mean, think about it too.
I'll let it go.
around this time in 1857, very ignorant people would assume a dark-skinned person would assume, okay, maybe that's a Mexican guy or it's a Native American. Reason being is because they are both kind of one and the same. A lot of natives are from Mexico, and a lot of Mexicans are native.
A lot of Mexicans migrated through east of where you're talking about right now.
Right.
So
Back in the 80s, this is still just part of the tribe. This is still leading into the rest of the story. In the 80s, the U.S. Congress restored the trust relationship to 5 bands of the reorganized Paiute Indian tribe of Utah. So now the Paiutes are primarily a Utah tribe, but there still are 5 bands that lead to those other states. Now, also remember, their land spanned for over 30 million acres. Can you guess how much they got back?
the size of that rock behind you,
That one,
or just that area right there.
they got over 4,700 acres of land for a reservation. And that's still spread out from to 5 bands. So really, and realistic, you're maybe looking at a couple hundred here and there per tribe.
Or tribe, yeah. Not shit.
Yeah, that's nothing. Now we move into the Battle of Pyramid Lake. So we're teeter-tottering between past and pastor times. So
Let's get to the pastorist.
the pastorist. The Battle of Pyramid Lake took place in spring of 1860. It was a long one-day battle near the Truckee River. The Paiute Indians and early settlers from the Utah Territory. The reason why these two clashed is because the early settlers, or the white folk, as many people call them, the white settlers ended up kidnapping 2 12-year-old Paiute Indian girls. They were kidnapped by several men down to a nearby town. The tribesmen were able to eventually track down the men and kill them, and then rescue the 2 girls. Well, what eventually happened was, like I mentioned earlier with the Spanish, they were kind of trying to do a slave thing, but what I read, and I didn't really put it in here because I didn't want to mention it, but now I'm going to mention it. They actually had them tied underneath in the basement of the law enforcement office in Truckee, in what is now Pyramid Lake area.
Really, is there markers that stay that, like historical landmarks and all that up there?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any historical landmarks. I didn't venture out when I did go visit there. It was really just on the shore and then into the water and then out. But again, they captured 2 girls. The tribesmen caught wind of it and they were like, okay, well, fuck this. We're going to go get our 2 girls back. And they went in full force, and they ended up killing the 2 men and injuring 5 others by setting the police department, which was, or I guess the sheriff's department at the time, the sheriff's department, on fire. From there, residents from Virginia City, Carson City, and Truckee took up in arms in a retaliation to get back at now the Paiute Indian tribe, which is ridiculous because they're like, oh man, you killed our fucking people, man. We're gonna come fuck you up now.
Yeah, ooh.
You started
So
it,
large.
dipshit.
Yeah.
You started it. What do you think was gonna happen? 105 men vowed to take law into their own hands. Now, this is the funny part. A lot of these 105 men, not educated. A lot of these 105 men didn't have no teeth. A lot of these 105 men, man, they were drunk as hell. They're drunker than a skunk, brother. Let me tell you.
That sounds like your ancestors
It does. It
on
does.
your mama's side.
Now, if anyone's ever heard of a hometown advantage, the Paiutes had that. So they actually kind of
A
like
little.
they left the little trails, not I don't think intentionally at the time when I was reading this. I don't think they left it intentionally, but the white men were able to follow them back to where their villages were. Most of the men did not have firearms. Most of the men had like axes, pickaxes. Uh, one would say they were badly organized individuals, and
Yeah, they're fucking bodunks.
the only thing that I could think of, and you probably haven't seen this movie, which is very very unfortunate, is it reminds me of fucking Django Unchained.
I've seen it.
Okay, you know the part when they're
The
riding in?
original one or the original one or the
No,
new one?
with Jamie Foxx.
Okay, because you know there's one before that.
Did not know that.
It's a remake. Yeah, sorry. I know I'm interrupting.
Learn
Go
new
ahead.
shit every day. No, that's good.
Mhm.
But this particular incident reminds me of the scene where all of the white dudes are going after Django and the other guy, and
DiCaprio.
they all got the sheets on their head, and they're like, God damn it, I can't see shit with this thing on. Who the fuck made these things? It was Pete's wife, man. Well, fuck, man, I can't see nothing.
You know that's how it started.
It had to have been. It had to have been. But this is what it reminded me. Like they're all riding up towards fucking Pyramid Lake, and they're like, "Is that Steve with the pickaxe? What the fuck you doing, man?"
A pitchfork, a grass sickle,
Hey
a
guys,
hoe.
I have a cactus. I could scratch somebody's ass with this one. A group of the Paiute tribesmen tricked the small militia and lured them into a trap, led by, and I apologize for this name, Chikwito Winemuka. Chiquito Winnemucca, who was actually, from what I had also read, a very well established warrior of the Paiute tribe. What they were actually able to do is they lured them into kind of like 300. Please tell me you've seen
Yeah,
300.
of course. I haven't seen the second one.
Okay, so you know when they get them into that trench area, it's
Mhm.
kind of the same thing. All the white
And they hold
men,
them off.
right? All the white men came
Mhm.
in, and they're thinking they're going towards their villages. Well, as they're in this trench area, they just fucking swarm on them, and they cause a stampede. Bows and arrows, tomahawks were used, and even some pistols and long rifles were used by the Paiute Indians. And again, the now panicked and very uncoordinated white guys started panicking.
Sounds just like a bunch of farm boys.
It really does. And now, and this is the funniest part. This is, at least to me, of the 105 people who band together to be like, yeah, fuck you guys, we're gonna come fuck you up. 76 of them died. That's more than half. That's way more than half. 22 of them were wounded. And get this, here it goes. 7 of them were like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out of here. And they just ran off.
That's truly a Mel Brooks movie for sure.
They fucking dipped. They were like, holy shit, Pete, get your shit and go. So that's the Paiute Indians of Pyramid Lake. Now we're going to get to the mysterious part. This is now the part that I told you earlier. I'm not sure if I was recording at the time, but this is where the crazy shit happens. And the reason why I talked about the Paiutes is not just because occupied this land for such a long time, although it is a part of the story. They also had some, I guess what you would call rituals, maybe. Now, according to local legends and locals, one local specifically your brother who lives up in Reno, the Reno area. When I went to go visit him, he was like, "Hey man, just so you know," and mind you, my daughter at the time was probably 3, I'd say 3 or 4. He was like, "Hey dude, just to let you know, not to freak you out, but if you happen to hear a baby crying in the middle of the night and it's coming from the water, don't go searching. You know, just let it be." I'm like, "What if that's my kid? What the fuck are you talking about? Just let it be." And he was like, No. Trust me, you will probably die." I'm like, "Okay, now you're really freaking me out." Now, the reason why I bring that up is because we are going to talk about the water babies of Pyramid Lake.
Oh, is that what this is about?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Water babies are a phenomenon based from an urban legend about the Paiute tribe. They keep really getting the shit end of the stick of this entire story and just in general.
Most indigenous people have
It's
and
real
continue to have.
it's really unfortunate. Now, according to legend, like I had said, the Paiute babies were born with any Paiute babies born with deformities or born prematurely were, quote, thrown into the murky water and kept this, which kept the tribe strong, keeping only the children who to be would grow to be capable and useful members of their tribe, end quote. And that was from standardnews.com. But again, I mean, kind of going, wow, we're actually referencing a lot of movies this episode, but it reminds me of 300. Like that did happen. That for sure happened. If the children were not perfect in their eyes, they would kill the babies.
Yeah, well, that's just like the one baby law in China.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think they actually abolished that, or is that still going on?
Was fuck, who knows, dude? They got enough people in that they can't even. They don't need
Fair.
any more kids out there.
Yeah, that's true. The legend of the water babies is this: the ghosts of the babies thrown into the water feed off of the souls of those who have drowned. If you happen to stay the night at Pyramid Lake and you hear a child crying from the water, do not go searching, or it may be your last curious thought, which is what your brother told me when I first went up there. And I was like, "You're fucking creeping me out. Do I really want to stay here?" Which now actually leads into a personal story because when we did go up there, my wife had the worst, like craziest feeling the entire time we were there. When we drove up, she was fine. She didn't start feeling weird until we got onto the actual sand, like the actual bank of the sand. And she was like, "Something is off. Something is really off here." What it is, I couldn't tell you, but I mean, she was vomiting. There was a lot of things coming out of her that shouldn't have been coming out of her. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Why? I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. The craziest part is when, like, because we were only there for one night. I was like, okay, there's no way that we can do, because she was literally, I mean, puking. She couldn't hold water down. We really debated if we wanted to stay there. We were like, okay, let's figure it out. So the first night we stayed, I mean, we couldn't sleep, dude. It was so hot even during the night. Well, because of Arizona, but this was like a weird hot. Like we were sweating in our tent, we were sweating outside. Like everyone was in the water, but everybody was also fine except for her. So I took her back to my uncle's house. We laid in his house, AC. She was fine, but as soon as we left, like literally left this area and got onto the road, she was fine. She could drink water, she could drink Gatorade, she could eat food and all that. We stayed the night at my uncle's house for the second night. We came back the next day, went back to the first day. Like literally, we cross onto the dirt and she starts puking everything up again.
Wow.
It
Is
was
she
weird.
empathic?
I honestly, dude, I have no idea. But when she has these gut feelings, she's 99% of the time right. And then I start doing research and I'm like, oh, wow, this is really fucking insane. Here is another legend. This is now going to be the Mermaid of Pyramid Lake.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
definitely not be going to that lake.
Why?
Dude, it's bad enough. I don't like shit in the water anyway.
Well, you shouldn't shit in the water to begin with. So, I mean,
Shit under the water that you cannot see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is now the Mermaid of Pyramid Lake who, quote, cursed the waters after falling in love with, yet again,
A Mormon?
No, what? A Paiute tribesman.
Oh, shit. What a dumbass.
After the tribe disowned the Paiute warrior for this, quote, false love, the tribe council exiled the mermaid to Pyramid Lake. It is because of the Paiute tribe that she has cursed these waters, quote, seeking vengeance on any man that attempts to enter the lake. Which now pulls us into our third crazy mystery of missing fishermen. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on at Pyramid Lake.
It just sounds like men don't need to be in that fucking lake. How
I don't
about
think
that?
they should. I really don't think they should. Like, they're like, oh no, man, that cutthroat trout over there looks real good. I'll be your last one there, partner.
Yeah, go buy that shit at Riley's, homeboy.
Now, this is just a few examples and not even local legends, which, again, your brother was able to tell me, and I will tell it to you and everybody else as well. But this is all documented. Now, on July 20th, 2007, 4 people were victim to drowning. 1 survived. That was a 3-year-old child. It was a toddler. The Washoe Sheriff's Department Sergeant Russell Peterson said, quote, the 3 couldn't swim. They walked offshore in search of the toddler and did not anticipate a 20 to 30 foot shelf to drop off, end quote.
That's exactly why I don't go in the water.
Mm-hmm. My question is, if you don't know how to fucking swim, why are you in the water to begin with? I understand you want to help. Look from the shore. If you don't know how to swim, dude, it's frustrating. Because if they trip and fall in 2 feet of water, they're not getting up.
Panic.
They're not getting up. So stay the fuck on the shore. Okay, I understand you want to help, Steve, but Steve, get your dumb ass on the fucking shore. Okay, use the binoculars.
Help from up top.
Point. See, if you see a head floating, point. God damn it.
Because that's what every honest Mexican will do.
Yeah. Hey, he's over there. He's over there. I see him. He's right there. No, you're not looking. Goddammit. Look to the left. Where? More lefter. Look over there. Now, New Year's Day. This is now 15 years later, 2016. 2 fishermen went missing after their aluminum boat sank. That was 38-year-old Ryan Orsberg and 41-year-old Robert Golan, which, by the way, the pair were from the Bay Area.
Dummies.
Many locals, when visiting the Pyramid Lake, also insist that those who drowned in Pyramid Lake, this is where the local legend now comes up, but which, by the way, they still haven't found those guys.
Yeah, they don't know how deep that water. You said 900 feet, right?
That's as far as they've reached. But they don't know exactly how far. And again, that's 900 feet right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So when we were talking about these water peaks on this mountain, that's like 75,000 feet. Fuck that.
7,500 feet.
Yeah, or 7,500, whatever. Either way, it's a long fucking distance of not coming the fuck up to get fresh air.
That's just a lot of water that we've lost.
That's also very true. But now this is the urban legend that everyone has said exists. Many people, your brother included, which I think, and I have no proof. And when I looked, I tried to find a lot of different stuff. One person, I would say, debunked it, but didn't really debunk this theory. That many people who go missing in Pyramid Lake actually end up 61 miles away in South Lake Tahoe.
That's where the current takes them.
That's what they say. But you have to also remember, Pyramid Lake has no channels, meaning there's no entryway for water, there's no exit way for water. It's just water in the middle of the desert.
Oh, you didn't say that in the beginning of the story.
I know I didn't, but this is the part that everyone is thinking, is that there many claim that there is several volcanic tunnels that connect the two lakes. One person in particular, and I don't know, I can't remember the exact article, but I'll put everything in the show notes. One person in particular has said that there is no way that volcanic tunnels can run 61 miles from either lake. It's just too far of a distance. And even if anyone were to end up in South Lake Tahoe, if there were tunnels, they'd be extremely jagged and their bodies would be ripped apart. So you wouldn't even be able to find the bodies.
Right. And if it freezes over, you're not finding shit.
Right. But they're still pulling people out of South Lake Tahoe right now, and they're like, where the fuck did this guy come from?
Down the way.
He's over there. I saw him. He just came, and then he went back, and I was like, hey, cabrón, get back over here.
Nope.
So yeah, that's what a lot of people think. I'm a little skeptical about that, but there's also been many claims that people have actually found fish that don't belong in either one of these lakes, South Lake Tahoe or Pyramid Lake, that most of them are actually from a lake in Africa. They find fish that are from Africa in these lakes. I cannot prove it. This is all local legend. There were no
And
articles.
how long ago was that written? When was that legend?
This legend, it's the same time that your brother told me not to go searching for water babies.
Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
now,
that's...
It's crazy, okay. Right? This whole fucking place is weird. I got a weird shit going on with my wife at this place. Your brother's like, hey man, don't go in the water. There's water babies and your diabetic ass will drown.
Well, you're just lucky he likes you, or else would have told you to go find it.
Hey, go find your kid, bro. She's right there. I see her. So this is now going to be the serial killer that I had mentioned earlier. Pyramid Lake, like I said, is a very, very, very strange place. You have ghosts. Oh, I didn't even get to fucking mention the ghosts. A lot of people say that ghosts can be seen on many of the ridges. They say that the ghosts that are on these ridges riding on horseback are of the 105 men that died, or the 76 men of the 105 men that died. A lot of them see them. They say that they claim that they yell at people down on shore, that they run after them thinking that they are Paiute Indians or something like that. This is just, again, claims. A couple of claims and a couple of articles that I read. So you have ghosts. You have fucking water babies. You have mermaids. You have death upon death of war battles between Native Americans and white fellas. And
Judy
now,
chops.
No Judy chop. Go get that Judy chop, brother. You better watch out now. And then, on top of that, we have the one, the only vampire himself.
Oh, Vampire Sacramento? Richard
Chance.
Really? He was there?
Richard Chase, excuse me. Yes. He was actually there. So with torment and death in a beautiful area, eventually it'll draw a crowd. Sometimes fishermen, sometimes drunk college people, like I mentioned earlier, families, and more. Sometimes the really sick fucks like Richard Chance. And in 1977, August 3rd, Pot, hippies, boobies, and dare I say, boners were at its fucking peak, brother. They were strong, those boners.
Sounds like a good time.
And on this day, one of the most bizarre serial killers of this century visited Pyramid Lake. Yes, Richard Chase, aka the Vampire of Sacramento. Just 4 months prior to Richard's murder spree in December of 77, Richard randomly took a trip up to Pyramid Lake, and when visitors actually saw his truck stuck in the sand with nobody inside, they called the police. Not because the truck was stuck, not because it was vacant, because it was covered in blood.
The truck was?
The truck was covered in blood.
Oh, wow. I'm interested. Keep going.
Everything on the inside had blood. And it wasn't like fresh blood. Some of it was fresh. Some of it was that dried, brown, shitty looking blood. When the police arrived, they found the truck and were completely dumbfounded because there was blood everywhere. They're like, who the fuck? What happened? And what they ended up seeing was seats, windows that could barely be seen through, and a 5-gallon paint bucket filled with about 3/4 worth of blood and a liver inside. So they were like, what the fuck happened? Extremely baffled, they obviously cordoned off the area and they start doing a search. They're asking witnesses, what happened? What did you see? Have you seen anybody at all? Most of the witnesses said no. There wasn't very many people at this campsite at the time, but one guy on a boat happened to pull up to shore and say, hey, if you're looking for someone, there's a weird guy across the fucking water. So kind of like as far as this little, for everyone listening, I'm pointing to both shores distances of these little islands here. He was like, yeah, I just, boated on by and there's a guy covered in fucking blood over on this other shore. And sure enough, one of the sheriff's deputies gets binoculars, looks in it, and literally just sees Richard Chance completely naked, dick swinging and all, head to toe in blood.
Okay, so why was he full of blood? It's just dried blood that he's had on him since forever.
He just had blood on him.
So was he naked to go get washed off?
No, he was just naked. And what they ended up doing when they questioned Richard, he said, when questioned, Richard said that the blood that filled the bucket and the truck was his. Some of it actually was his, but they couldn't really determine, even though he had cuts on him, they couldn't determine it because most of it was cow's blood.
How they determine that?
They were able to figure out that there was a few slaughtered cows on a farm, which he happened to drive by before coming into Pyramid Lake. The liver was also a cow's liver. He was drinking all of this. Now, if anyone knows the story of Richard Chase, he was a sick fucking individual who just drank blood. The guy was insane. But yes, Richard Chase, the Vampire of Sacramento, even came to visit Pyramid Lake, which then leaves you to wonder and think, what drew him there? The guy's from Sacramento. Granted, Sparks, Reno, Nevada is only a 4, maybe 3-hour drive from Sacramento.
Oh, here's one deep. He might be that crying baby. Speculate. Conspiracy. Aliens. Seriously, think about it. If that's the case, he might have heard about that lore and was like, fuck, what easy way to draw somebody in. Everybody who's going to try and help a crying baby. Might do a commando underwater. Fucking slaughter you. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, it is weird, the fact that they were able to, the fact that he's able to even go and it, like, just that place drew him there. I think. I mean, the whole place is strange to begin with. You got all these and I mean, we watch ghost shows all the time.
Like a big vortex.
Maybe. I have no idea, but I just think it may with all the local legends, the urban legends, the actual historical crazy shit that's happened there. I mean, there's been a lot of death. There's possibly water babies that have been thrown into that who are now probably dissolved. Like there's nothing that's left in there. But it is a possibility that something could be haunted there, and to attract someone as wicked as Richard Chase, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it, but that's what I'm saying. He's probably heard of, I mean, there was no Googling this type of shit back in the 70s, but he probably got word of mouth of, you could probably get away with a lot of shit up here. And he probably heard of the legend. And if he was that twisted, who's to say he didn't take advantage of that? Oh, I can go hide and cry like a baby and slaughter my next victim.
Mm,
Do you know what
that's very true. Do I know?
if there's a death count or a body count up there?
That's what I tried
Like
looking
around that
for.
time?
I tried looking.
Oh.
There's not an actual official count of how many people have either gone missing or died. There was 3 articles that I found that involved those 6 individuals. The 3 that died in 2007, the 2 that died in 2016, and the 1 toddler. But other than that, I didn't see any official documents. But if anybody finds them, please let us know. Send us that information our way. I'd be more than happy to look into it. And in the end of this entire story, to this day, like I had mentioned earlier, and like how you mentioned earlier, no one knows just how far the bottom of the lake is. No one knows. There's been one guy that I've seen on YouTube. He sent down a GoPro, but that GoPro only went about 70 feet, 60 feet. So you could still see the sun, kind of going through the top of the water there. But that's not the deepest part of the lake, obviously.
What happened? It just turned off?
He just saw fish. That's all he saw. It was weird. I mean, granted, it was weird just seeing a bunch of fucking fish. That's just me. But no one.
So it stayed on the whole time it descended? It stayed on?
Stayed on the
It
entire time.
didn't blow up or compression didn't break it?
Yeah. But I'll leave everybody with this. If you hear a baby crying at Pyramid Lake, if you happen to visit there, don't go searching, and make sure your child, son or daughter or whomever, is right next to you.
Unless you don't like them.
Oh.
Let them go.
Yeah, that's the story of Pyramid Lake.
How the hell did you come across this episode?
Dude, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, your shout out Sergio, Uncle Serge. Because of you telling me all this crazy shit, it planted a fucking weird seed in my head. And then my wife, who last year when this whole pandemic hit, was like, you should really start a podcast. There's some shit that you could talk about. I'm like, well, Pyramid Lake is one of them. And then I found everything else before this episode, 50 fucking 2 episodes in. But yeah, this is, I don't know. I just found it weird, found it strange. And then I did a little digging, a little research, and this is what I found.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Very. So like I said at the beginning of this episode, everybody, please be sure to head over to our Flow page. That's flow.page/BTWBJ. There you can find all of our links, from Apple Podcasts to Stitcher to, what was the other one? Spotify, YouTube, all of it.
Anchor,
Anchor,
Podbean.
If you guys buy us a beer,
Google,
there's
all that stuff.
A link there. You guys can buy us a beer, and we'll give you a shout out and some stickers on the next episode.
Yeah.
Please go check out our solo podcasts. Please go check out our other episodes. And
okay, hang on. What do you mean check them out? You're putting them on a whole different page?
No. I'm putting them on our page.
Oh, okay. On this platform.
Yeah. Everything's gonna be on here, and also it'll be on Instagram TV. So if anybody wants to watch it on Instagram TV, you can check it out there too. And they're not long. They're about 15 minutes long. So Thank
I'll
you.
try to stick within 15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This
Thank you,
is
thank you.
Boat Talks with Big Jim, episode 52, Pyramid Lake, Nevada.
Ta-da!
Peace, folks. Don't go into the water because you might die. I already told him, get the fuck out the water.
Somebody has.